Welcome, everybody. My name is Mike Tillery. I'm a teacher in Lake Elsinore Unified School District here at Lakeside High School. And once again, I want to welcome you to this year's class of 2020. I've been in the school district now for just over 20 years. Initially started off at Temescal Canyon High School, really enjoyed teaching there. And then in the year 2005, was invited to join a brand new high school campus that was opening up in our district, Lakeside High School. Very excited about doing it. Many of the Lakeside high school teachers that I still currently teach with came over from Temescal Canyon. We opened up the new high school, and I've enjoyed it ever since. Absolutely love teaching at Lakeside High School. I can't believe where the time has gone. It seems like we just opened the high school just a few years ago. If you'd like to get a hold of me, there are several ways you can contact me. Probably the easiest is just using the school email. And I have it there in the PowerPoint. It's just mike.tillery@leusd.k12.ca.us. Just send me an email and ask the questions that are on your mind, and I'll give you a response. In addition, if you'd like to have a one-on-one conference in person, live, we can reach each other through Teams. Again, just send me a quick email. Let me know when you're available. Better if it's in the afternoon, early evening. And through your student's account, we can connect through Teams. And then we can have a conference and we can discuss whatever it is that you would like to discuss about what's happening with your student, their grade, any issues, and we'll figure out what's going on. On this slide, we're talking about AP World History. If your student is in AP Art History, please feel free to skip to the next slide. So our AP World History is a 10th grade class. Your student has the opportunity to take either World History or Advanced Placement AP World History. The benefits of taking an AP World History class is your student is going to get a deeper and wider understanding about world history. They also have the potential, if they pass the test at the end of the school year, to get college credit for it, and they get an extra GPA point added to their overall school GPA. So quite a few good benefits. Our focus is going to be on the time period from 1200 to present. We will initially have an introduction to what happened before the year 1200, and then we'll spend the majority of the year going from 1200 all the way to our current time period. The historical time period is broken into 5 unique historic time periods or eras, and in each of those time periods, we look at the key civilizations that were participating in the historical process. And we come to an understanding of those civilizations through the use of different themes. Themes like politics and governance, economic systems, environmental impacts of different civilizations and their choices they made around the world, cultural developments that were occurring inside those civilizations, and social structures that developed. In addition, we also look for connections between the different civilizations and how they connected with each other, how ideas were spread, and the impact that they had on each other. And our end goal is to have a new and better global awareness and understanding of the world that we live in. We live in a very global age with a lot of connections, and this class is a great way for your students to gain a global understanding of what happened in the past to help us explain what's happening presently in our own world. In this slide, I will be speaking about AP Art History. So AP Art History is by and large 11th graders and 12th graders type of class. Occasionally we have a few sophomores in the class, but primarily it's going to be 11th and 12th graders. It's also the class that takes care of the VAPA requirement, the arts requirement that you need to take care of in high school in order to apply to a four-year university. In AP Art History, we look at many of humanity's key artistic accomplishments from prehistoric art all the way to our present time. Now, that could be a lot of art. What the College Board has done, and the College Board is the organization that is in charge of all AP classes. So what the College Board has done is they've taken a look at man's artistic accomplishments and selected about 250 key art pieces that are grouped by time period and by the civilization and the cultures that produce them. And the way we approach each of these art pieces is by looking at them and studying them through a variety of themes, a variety of concepts, such as what is the subject matter of the art piece? Within the art piece, what are the symbols that are being used? How did they design it? How did they produce it? It's the historical context of the art piece. What was happening in that society when it was made? What were they hoping to get out of that art piece? We also look at who the audience was that would have looked at it. Did everybody see it? Was it just the elites that saw it? Was it only certain elements of society? And when they looked at it, what was the function of that art piece? What were the people supposed to understand from it? How was it supposed to impact them? What were they supposed to take away from it? And one of the most exciting elements is the theme. We see that there's a tendency for themes to appear in art: politics, economics, gender issues, the perception of who's in charge, who's not in charge. And we see these themes repeated throughout the centuries. We see these themes repeated throughout cultures, and we make connections. So out of the 250 art pieces, one of our goals is to try to make a connection with other art pieces from other time periods, other art pieces from other cultures. And we will be looking at art pieces from all around the world, from Europe, Africa, the Americas, many different regions of Asia, from prehistoric all the way to contemporary art that's being made in our own time period. And our goal for this class is, again, to gain a global awareness of some of the key moments, some of the greatest art pieces that have been produced, and why and what did they mean in those different cultures. In other words, we're looking at our global heritage, our global artistic understanding, with focusing on the whole world from the beginning to our current times. Now the nuts and bolts for the two classes. We are busy all 5 days. So the typical days, we have PowerPoints, discussions, we write essays, we have work that's assigned that students can work on at home. There's homework during the week. We also have mini projects that the students do and then they turn in, which leads to more discussions. So in other words, there's something happening all 5 days. And so if you see your students working on either art history or AP World History, that's a good sign. You want to see them working on something because there is something to work on. If you're being told that we just don't have anything to do in that class, I would have some doubts about that. One way you can check what's occurring in the class is by going to Teams. So the video program that I'm using in the classroom is Teams for Microsoft. And when you go to Teams, and at this point all your students have downloaded it, you can go to the calendar and you can see which classes are occurring at what times all 5 days of the week. So you can check out when approximately AP World's happening and AP Art History, and I'm sure you probably already have, because your students are sitting in those classrooms every day. Hopefully they're there every day. In addition, when you're looking at the program, you can click on the key that says Teams, and it will take you to our class pages. And there are 2 AP World History periods, and there are 3 AP Art History periods. You can click on those periods, and you can navigate to where it says Homework Turn-In. And if you click on the Homework Turn-In, it lists all the homework assignments from the beginning of the year to the current week. So you can see every assignment that your student should have done already from week 1 to whatever week we're currently on. It's a great tool to navigate if you're wondering what should they be working on this week. Should I have checked what they worked on last week? In addition, if you're looking at their grades and they're missing assignments, well, you can look at the missing assignment and go back to the Homework Turn-In button and see, when was that assignment assigned, and have the students do it again. And here's our last slide. We'll begin to wrap up everything. Nuts and bolts part 2. Infinite Campus is the grading program that we use. So you can go to the district website, you can click on your students, you can click on Infinite Campus, look up your student's grade, and you can find whatever the current grade is that your student has in either AP Art History or AP World History. So basically, you can see how they're doing. You can look at the different categories, the different subjects, and you can see, well, how are they doing. You can also see if they have any missing work. If there's a 0, the work is missing. Sometimes I put categories or I put assignments in, and there's no grade. No grade means I haven't inputted a grade yet. Either they haven't done it yet or they've finished it, but I just haven't inputted the grade yet. So whenever you see a category and it's just blank, you shouldn't have any concerns. But when you see a category with numbers in it, that's where you should have your concerns. Now, what are they being graded on? They're being graded on completion of the work and the level of quality of that work. And so far, I'm really impressed. We have a great group of students on campus, and in my classes, in my AP World and my AP Art History this year, a lot of quality students inside those classes. Just really have enjoyed working with them, teaching them, interacting with them, hearing their opinions. I have really enjoyed it. But Infinite Campus is usually where we have the place we go to understand our concerns about their grades. If you do see a 0 there, your student can still go back and make it up. And I want you to encourage them. I encourage them almost every day, definitely multiple times every week, to go back and make up any missing work. So you can click on the category, see the heading that shows a 0, and ask your student to make it up. In addition, you can always go back to the teams page of the period for that particular class, and you could see approximately which week was it that they were supposed to have done that assignment. So our goal this year is to make sure all our students pass the classes with a sense of pride. Let's pass that class with a C, better if it's a B or an A. But at minimum, let's try to pass either art history or AP World History with a C. Let's do that. D's just aren't, let's not get D's. And definitely, there's no reason why any student should pass with an F when they have many opportunities at any time that they want to go back and make up that work and get partial credit on it, but the partial credit will be enough to raise their grade. Better if they keep up with the workload each week, and if they do fall behind, start with the latest work. Do the latest work, get full credit on it, then go back and start making up some of the missing work. If your student is feeling overwhelmed, that perhaps they've missed so much work that they can't ever catch up on it, no, just remind them, start with the latest work, get the work done for that week, and then go back to the previous week and get some of that work done. And the previous week, they don't have to make up everything, because the goal at that point is not to make up everything and try to get an A. The goal at that point is to make up enough work to raise their grade up to a C. And with a C in an AP class, the extra GPA point will raise it through the numbers to a B. So let's end the classes with a sense of accomplishment, that they did it, that they had a good year, and they have at least a C in the class. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me at my school email address that I had in the PowerPoint, and we can try to arrange a meeting through Teams if you feel like you want to have a more one-on-one conversation to have a better understanding of how to improve your students' performance and success in the class. Thank you for coming to Lakeside High School. Thank you for sending your kids to our high school. It's a great high school. I've loved working there. I have many more years ahead of me. I'm looking forward to those years. And this year of 2020-21, I've already had a great impression of the students in my classes so far this year, and I expect it'll last. No matter how we end up teaching this year, I suspect that it will continue with a really positive attitude between myself and the students in the classroom. And I can't wait to see where we go this year. So thank you for watching this video. Thank you for having your students on our campus. And for you students that are watching this video, thank you for being in the class and being such great students. Really have enjoyed it so far.